Good morning, East Bay. Now is the time for our morning meditation. Please remove everything from your lap. Begin to prepare your body. Allow it to fall into an open and receptive position. Today's meditation will be taken from our Science of Mind magazine. Letting emotions come and go. Today, I feel my feelings with self-honesty. They are just feelings. Today, I shall not doubt or fear. God within me strengthens me. A big life lesson, which was a great relief to me, is that I don't need to linger in emotions that don't feel good. Gratitude shifts me when I let it. I can count on emotions passing. They are fleeting. And so I can watch them float away. Each dawn is truly a new day. If I'm still grumpy or sad following a down day, my morning spiritual practice of prayer, contemplation, meditation consistently uplifts me to a higher vibration. An important lesson for me has been to let emotions be revealed, feeling them. When I was younger, I often chose drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes to bypass emotions. Since emotions are transitory, I know I won't get stuck in them, and it is okay and healthy to allow myself to feel whatever it is I am feeling, even the negative emotions. No more spiritual bypassing or substance abuse for me to use to avoid them. The emotions I prefer to live in are joy, bliss, and a deep sense of contentment. The ones I'm tempted to ignore are anger, jealousy, envy, and a general sense of feeling grumpy, and out of sorts. Our affirmation for today: like waves in the ocean, I allow my emotions to flow. I am grateful to be one drop in the ocean of God, containing the whole ocean within me. today, I fill my emotions with self-honesty. They are just emotions. Today, I shall not doubt or fear. God within me strengthens me. Today's affirmation, like waves in the ocean, I allow my emotions to flow. I am grateful to be one drip in the ocean of God, containing the whole ocean within me. And so it is.
Let praises rise from the inside of me. May God delight in the inside of me. Come fill my life from the inside of me. Set me on fire from the inside of me. 'Cause all I want is for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. All I want is for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. Let praises rise from the inside of me. May God delight in the inside of me.
Let praises rise. Let praises rise on the inside. let God be glorified. For in this moment, I know that there is the only one life of God. This life is good. This life is perfect. This life is whole, and this life is complete. This life is my life. It is a life of each and every one of us. Each and every reflection. Each and every experience. For there is no separation. There is no disconnect. There is only God in all things at all times. So I let the praises rise. I am grateful for today. I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science. I'm grateful for all of the works and all of the services that we provide in our community. I am thankful for our faith and our guidance, our meditations and our prayers. I am thankful for our support that we provide to our members and beyond and beyond and beyond. I am thankful. I am grateful that I know that this too is a blessed day. This moment is a blessed day. This May Day is a blessed day. For I know that this is a God day. And for that, I am grateful. I am thankful. I am thankful for our ministers. I am thankful for our board of trustees. I am thankful for our practitioners. I am thankful for our ministries and our volunteers. I am thankful for each and every one of our congregational members. I am thankful. And I allow praises to rise. For I know that as praises go up, blessings go down. And for that, I am also thankful. I am thankful. And I release these words and let them be so right now. And so it is.
Come fill my life from the inside of me. Set me on fire from the inside of me, 'cause all I want is for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. All I for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. All I want is for God to be glorified in me and God to be lifted high. All I want is for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. Fill my life till all they see is you, God. Glorify the name. Fill my life so all they see is you, God, in me. Glorify the name. Fill my life so all they see is you, God. Glorify God's name. Fill my life so all they see is you, God, in me. Glorify the name. Fill my life so all they see is you, God. Glorify the name. 'Cause all I want is for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. All I want is for God to be glorified, for God to be lifted high. let praises rise from the inside of me.
Yes. Yes, let praises rise from the inside. And let us glorify God. Thank you. Thank you so much, and welcome. Welcome, EASTBAY. Welcome to the first day of May 2022. And I just want to thank you for joining us here in the sanctuary as well as online on all of our social media platforms. We are so excited that you are joining us at this time, and we just are grateful and thankful that you continue to support the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science. At this time, we are going to recite our sacred covenant. Please read along with the video.
There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its beautiful, blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community.
Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to glorify God, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as love.
I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written,
True love has the power to heal and transform any situation and bring deep meaning to our lives. Love is patient, love is kind. It always honors, always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Thich Nhat Hanh, 1 Corinthians 13.
As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as a beacon of light, growing us with love and wisdom.
Knowing that I and my beloved community must become that which we intend to bring forth and experience in our new minister, I now know these truths about myself.
I am inspiring, uplifting, and activating our community to live in harmony with all life.
I am igniting individual and collective energetic movement towards spiritual truths and freedom.
I am modeling and supporting profound levels of connection, healing, revealing, and growth in self and community.
I am cultivating an environment in which social justice and care for the needs of our greater community is part of our culture.
I am engaging in mystical teachings and practices that support deep personal and collective transformation and connection to oneness.
As I accept the highest expression of a new minister in my life, I know that they will be revealed in a way that will glorify God and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence.
I am grateful.
God is gracious.
Amen.
And now let us welcome our esteemed board member, Michelle Blakely.
Good morning. So as I've been praying and meditating the last couple weeks, I'm excited to say officially we are on the move for a new spiritual leader. And if you're called to be our new minister in our beautiful community, applications are being accepted through Centers for Spiritual Living. Our application process minimally will be open through June 30th. Please apply early. And I really hope that your experience in coming into our community will be as warm and welcoming as mine has been the last few years. We're really excited to begin to continue our love and illuminating presence in the community and with all of you. And we really look forward, our nominating committee, I'm speaking on behalf of our nominating committee, really looking forward to spending much time with you over the next few months as we bring in our candidates and applicants for you to get to know, for them to get to know you and vice versa, and for us to spend time with them. So over the next few months, we'll be talking about the schedule. We're hoping to spend a weekend with our candidates, maybe on a Friday evening, all of us congregating together to have discussions about the current weekend. Saturday and Sunday, as some of you have experienced before, we'll spend time with the candidates. So we're really looking forward to this process. It's been an incredible 2 years building the vision with all of you, and we're all honored to really take on this process for you. So we'll stay tuned. We'll give you updates at our town hall meetings. We'll give updates as we can. At the nominating committee, we will be reaching out to our extensive East Bay network, just to reach out to our friends to say, if you know of anyone that may be interested in fitting with our community, please have them contact CSL, Reverend Julie Lovato, and we'll go from there. So thank you, and we're really looking forward to serve in your honor in this way. So thank you. And now I'm going to esteemed board member, partner, and sister, Constance Pierre, and Marlo.
Thank you, Michelle. Hello, East Bay. I'm so excited to be here again today. Somebody's waving in the back. I appreciate all of that. I am one of your board members, Constance Slider-Pierre, and this is my daughter, Marlo. Y'all saw us up on this screen, and that was super cool because, that's what Youth Sunday is all about, and that's what I'm here to talk about today, the relaunching of East Bay's Youth and Family Ministry. Can we all get really, really, really excited about that? I don't know about you, but I miss my babies up here. I miss hearing them talk about science of mind principles and be on fire and glowing. I remember when it was Marlo and she was waving to me with unsureness, but all the confidence in the world. And I'm excited to bring that back for youth ages 4 to 17 with new programming and exciting happenings. And as I said last week, our board has been deeply engaged in making sure that we bring youth and family back with all the processes and procedures that we need to have in place to make sure that our children are well taken care of, safe, and have all the protocols that they should have in place for them. And so while we're busy at that task, as a person on the board that serves as an advisor and a support for youth and family particularly, I am here to talk to you about the wonderful opportunity that you have to become part of the youth and family ministry here at East Bay. Can you give y'all yourselves a round of applause? So many of you have already reached out and said, hello, yes, I want to do something. I'm not sure what that is. I want to be, working with the small ones. I don't like those, I'm not sure about the older ones, and vice versa. Some are like, give me the teens. I want them. And so we want you. We want you to come and join the East Bay ministry. That is what is left to do in order to launch our new ministry. One of the ways that you can do that is by going to www.ebcr.org. Go under the Youth and Family tab, and you can sign up to become a volunteer for Youth and Family. You can spend anywhere from 2 hours a month to 8 hours a month if you'd like, but a minimum requirement would be 2 hours a month to come and do something, from being a snack angel to facilitating our youth on different programs or things out in the community that they might do, to, of course, teaching Sunday school. So I'm going to pass over the mic for a moment to Marlo so that she can tell you a little bit about what youth and family means to her.
Good morning. So I'm just going to share a couple things about what I love about the Youth and Family Ministry. So I love the community and my friends and family, and I love all the activities. I love learning about the science of mind. I love sharing it with you. And I love the opportunities I get to share my talents with the rest of the church. And I am very much looking forward to seeing all my friends and family back in the youth and ministry in June. Yeah, thank you.
And I will just finish by saying, to be a volunteer at EASTBAY's Youth and Family Ministry, you can go to the website or you can see me and Marlo out in the vestibule after services. Youth and family volunteers need only have love and care for being a positive, supportive role model for our beautiful children, and be able to pass a background check and have 2 to 4 hours to lend to us. that part, and to have 2 to 4 hours monthly to commit to service to our youth. Youth and family ministers are the backbone and the heart of our program, so we invite you to join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now we will have Precious with our community opportunities.
Good morning, East Bay. Woo. All right. You all know these Sundays are always such a joy because I get to see your beautiful faces and just look out and be so happy that we are all together this morning. So we do have a few announcements. I'm going to jump right in. So our prayer room will be open immediately following service. Please, if there is anything on your heart, someone in need that you know, someone you needing additional support, our prayer warriors, licensed practitioners are ready to be there for you. They are available to meet with you either in person in the prayer room or virtually. If that is your preference, simply go to our website, and you all know what it is, www.ebcrs.org, and press the button for after-service prayer. You may have received, or you should have received, an email last week with our health and wellness update. Following the protocols and the guidance from the county as well as the state, we are so excited that registration will no longer be required for our services. Just come on in. However, we will still be asking that everyone wear their very fashionable masks. They're everywhere now. Yes, if you don't have one, not to worry. The wonderful Z. Lewis, who is co-lead of our health and wellness ministry, has tons of masks for you. So, yes, please give the health and wellness ministry a round of applause. Yes, they have really gone above and beyond because they've risen to the challenge of these last 2 years, and they are continuing to push us forward. Of course, each week, East Bay is active, regardless of whether we are in person or in the digital space. So every weekday, we offer morning meditation on Facebook Live at 8 a.m., as well as midday meditation each day, again on Facebook Live at 12:30. If you are interested in becoming a practitioner or have no idea what a licensed practitioner is and want to learn a little bit more, or if you're like me and you're just a curious person about pretty much everything, join us for our Practitioner Studies information session, where you can learn about the journey to becoming a licensed practitioner. That will take place on Tuesday, May 3rd at 6:30 on Zoom. Details are, of course, available at www.ebcrs.org. This Wednesday, of course, being the first Wednesday of the month, our drive-up food pantry hosted by Faces will return. If you or someone you know is in need or desires healthy, nutritious food, the community is invited to just stop by starting at 10:30 a.m. to pick up a box of amazing groceries. And later on Wednesday, our Power Hour returns with our speaker, Kay Suzanne Massey, and here it says she will be there with friends. Yes. That also is broadcast via Zoom, and you can go to www.ebcrs.org, click on the button for Wednesday night service, and you will be brought into the community circle there. Speaking of circles, our Women's Loving Heart Empowerment Circle, which is amazing. If you have not been, ladies, gotta go. Round of applause for them, please. Our own Pam Nash and Reverend Sherry Greer co-lead that ministry every first Saturday, beginning at 11 a.m. More details are available on our website, or you can contact Reverend Greer directly at spiritualcoach2011@gmail.com. Our 2 in 30 program is continuing and thriving and making such a huge difference here at East Bay. It is a simple program because we are strong believers and proponents of everyone being able to be of service. Whether you are doing something digitally from home or in person, all we ask is 2 hours every 30 days. So that could be giving the announcements, that can be helping us with some back-end bookkeeping. Whatever your gift is, there is a place for you here at East Bay. Please, for more information, go to www.ebcrs.org. Click the button that will pop up for that, and we thank you in advance. And on behalf of the board, I'm so excited. We are able to really just come together and celebrate, y'all. So We Are the Light is going to be a day of celebration and appreciation for each and every one of you. Mark your calendars for Sunday, May 22nd, and get geared up, get excited, because it's going to be a celebration both during and after service. We all know that we are here first by faith and knowing, but also we're here because of each and every one of you in your small ways, your big ways, your loving ways, your generous ways. You have brought East Bay through to May 2022, and we want to make sure to say thank you. So more details to come for that. As always, www.ebcrs.org for the latest information, and I can't wait to celebrate you all on May 22nd. Finally, our Youth Sunday celebration this month is May 29th. Yes, yes. That is always such a highlight, and I know the kids are so excited. So make sure you are here with us if you can be in person. If not, tell your friends and join us on Zoom. If you are interested in supporting that event, the planning of it, and the implementation, please see our own Constance Slider-Pierre. Constance, one more time, wave your hands. Yes. So we can celebrate our youth together. And one more thing before I transition, if you were not aware, we have a new doctor in the house. Dr. Robert Quintana Hopkins completed, yes. You may not have seen him very much the last few months because he has been working his tail feather off on his dissertation. He successfully defended it, and now we have Dr. Hopkins here at East Bay. Congratulations, Robert. And now I will turn it over to my co-president, Pat Baxter.
Thank you, Precious. Good morning, East Bay. Such exciting news going on here. This is just the energy that just keeps us going and vibrant and so forth. But now we want to honor one of our very own, someone who is so deserving of this, and I'm going to ask her to step up right now. Reverend Ona Afraid, yes. And we are standing here to honor her because if you know Reverend Ona of Frey, and we're honoring her because she is now a reverend. We want to, okay, definitely acknowledge that. But also, she is spreading her wings. Her wings were wide enough, but now she's spreading them more. And she is going to be a minister at God at Play, CSL Learning Chapter. So we want to honor you for that. Now, these are things that are, I would say, those kind of achievements. But if you know this sister, you know it's a lot more that resides right here, okay? So we're going to talk, we want to honor what I call the doing Ona, okay? And sometimes I want to call her Mother Ona, kind of like Mother Teresa. So it's almost like Mother Ona. In that sense, but she has done so much, and she continues to do so much right within the walls of EASTBAY and outside of the walls of EASTBAY, in the community. She is a licensed practitioner since 2009, and I picked up a quote from one of your websites, and she states, being a practitioner means to her, I love you anyway. That's a powerful statement. I love you anyway, meaning irregardless of how you show up, irregardless of who you think you are, I know who you are and I love you anyway. And that's how I have seen her operate in what she does here, in the community, etc. She is also on the board, she's on the board of FACES. In addition to that, she is a very, very important, I would say, member or involvement on the grief and loss ministry, where she has been very successful in working with those that have lost young ones. Okay, having that skill set is so important. And she manages the EASTBAY food pantry as well. Key. When I talk about what she does as far as feeding the community, many times we think about just the food that's going out into the community, but she goes out there with love and compassion. So the love and compassion first, and then the food. And she has developed what she has labeled blessing bags, the blessing bags. And on a monthly basis, those bags are distributed to hundreds of individuals in the community. So we thank you for that. And I just want to share something on a personal level. I had an opportunity to actually go out with Reverend Ona on one of her missions to share and feed the unhoused. And two things she taught me. She said, ask before entering, okay? Ask before entering, ask before giving. Don't make the assumption that you're welcome to, even if it's a tent or if it's not any shelter at all. Don't make that assumption that you're welcomed into this. Just if someone is coming into my home or if someone's giving something to me, don't make that assumption. So it's, again, recognizing and honoring the dignity and respecting others. So thank you for that. So with that, we just want to, give our honor and our love to Reverend Ona. And, Reverend Anthony, my co-president, Precious, is going to share with what we're giving, but I would like for you to come up and provide a blessing. Thank you. Yeah, you can. Okay.
Reverend Ona. You truly are so inspiring. I hope you know. Yes. You know. And it has just been a blessing to work, to volunteer, to support your work. And I know the world is going to be so much better for it. So this is a small tribute for Reverend Ona. It is actually a candle stand, but the candles are in the box. And it says, Reverend Ona Affray, we love and appreciate you, and we thank God for you. The EASTBAY Church of Religious Science. We keep it simple, but it's meaningful.
Come on over here, Reverend.
All right.
Come on over here. Come on over here. Reverend Ona. Y'all stand up and outstretch your hands. Because we need to really learn to appreciate our own. We really need to learn to appreciate our own. And we are, this is love, Reverend Ona. This is love being sent to you. Because we know who you are. So please repeat after me. Reverend Ona. Reverend Ona. Reverend Ona. Reverend Ona. We know who you are. We know who you are. We see love. We see love. We see joy. We see joy. And we recognize it. And we recognize it. We bless you. We bless you. And we know. And we know. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Who you are. Who you are. And what you are. And what you are. Reverend Ona. Reverend Ona. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so beautiful. I'm like, I don't cry, so I'm going to continue to talk and move on with the service, but I am so very grateful for my EASTBAY community. And at this time, I am also very much excited and delighted to introduce our speaker for today. He is Lee Valentine. And yes, thank you. Definitely. Lee relocated to the EASTBAY from Atlanta just before the pandemic in 2019. He joined the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta in 2005 and served that spiritual community in various ways over the years, which included a 4-year term on their board of trustees, 2 of which he was president. Lee Valentine was recently elected to his 2nd term as co-chair of the Centers for Spiritual Living Member Council. This council serves as liaison between CSL lay members and CSL leadership. Since joining the member council in 2018, Lee has participated in and led a variety of initiatives to help this group accomplish its mission of being a resource that engages individuals and ignites, strengthens, and supports spiritual community growth. These include the recent project to create CSL's first mobile app for daily affirmations. EASTBAY, let us give a warm welcome to Lee Valentine in an EASTBAY way, so I'm going to invite him up. Oh, please get in the middle here. Thank you. So they may all see you. Please outstretch your hands as we do and say, Brother Lee, we see you. We know who you are. Welcome home. And so it is. Please have a seat here. Yes. And now, as we have already heard this morning from that beautiful song that started off our service, we will be provided with the smooth sounds of reflections for our musical selections today. This is with Sharon Henderson on vocals, Lee Henderson on bass, Mark Rickey on piano, and Vino on drums. This is Reflections.
Before that, we want to honor the birthdays for May. Whose birthday's in May? Would you stand so we can honor you? Yes, 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 that's what I'm talking about. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Yes, yes. So now rest on your feet so we can do our congregational song. Woke up this morning. Come on, y'all. I woke up this morning with your mind. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All day long, I keep my mind. Stayed on spirit. All day long, I keep my mind. Stayed on spirit. All day long, I keep my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yes, yes. We know that we are one with God and we are holy, holy, holy. Because holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Holy, 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 holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Blessed are we, strong and mighty. Holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. filled with glory, comfort, mercy. Holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. I know that God is my center, love and glory. Sing praises in everything, for I'm holy, we're holy. I know that God is my center, love and glory. Sing praises in everything, for we're holy, I'm holy. Oh, precious, 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 precious is the I am. Precious, yes, I am. We're so worthy, 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 worthy is the I am. Worthy, yes, I am. I know that God is my center, love and glory. Sing praises in everything, for we're holy, holy. I know that God is my center, love and glory. Sing praises in everything, for I'm holy, holy, oh, holy, 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 holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Come on, sing it with us. Sing for yourself. Holy, 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 holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Holy is the I am. Holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Yes, 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 yes. I am that I am. All that God is, I am. And that's the word for today. I am. Come on. Ooh, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. An angel asked me, do you know who you are? The question and the answer is not very far. The song of the sages, the knowledge of the ages is living where you reside. You have the key that unlocks the door to enter in that special place you haven't gone before, where deep meets deep, soul to soul. Feel that connection as the truth unfolds. I am, I answer. Yes, you are the key that unlocks the door to freedom and leads you to be. Look deep inside you. Trust the force that guides you. Well, it knows the way. There's no separation. We are one and the same. A child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame that burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. From the rocks to the trees, I am. All the stars and constellations, I am. You are, I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. From the rocks to the trees, I am. All the stars and constellations, I am. You are. Ooh, I am mystical. I am love. You live in me from the very low to the heavens above. I am. Ooh, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. There's no separation, we are one in the same. A child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame that burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. I am. All the stars and constellations, I am. You are.
Good morning, East Bay. Thank you, Reverend Ona, for that warm welcome. Thank you to Reflection for that musical inspiration. Sharon, Mark, Lee, Vino. My goodness, if y'all have music like that every week, I need to come back more often. So I'd like to give a special thanks to the leadership team here at East Bay for giving me the opportunity to share this message with you this morning, because this is not my first time delivering a Sunday message to an ESSA or to a CSL community. But what I have found over the years is that a lot of senior ministers are very reluctant to share their pulpit with anyone who is not an ordained minister or a licensed practitioner. So here I am standing before you this morning, not a minister, not a practitioner, but a lay member, just an ordinary brother. But I have to tell you that I had a little scare a few days ago, because is Arlene King still here? She's in the back. But Arlene, in her role as Chief Operating Officer for East Bay, every week she sends out an email to the team in preparation for service. So the production team, the music team, the pulpit assistant, just telling everybody what the flow of service is. And the first thing she said in her email was, "We're excited to welcome Lee Valentine, licensed practitioner, as our guest speaker on Sunday." And my first thought was, oh my goodness, Arlene's going to think I'm trying to pull an okey doke on her. But we got it all cleared up. It was just an innocent mix-up in communication, but I am thrilled to be here. And when Lynn Daniels approached me a few months ago about speaking here, I asked her what she wanted me to talk about. And I expected her to give me some inspirational topic, or at the least to just say, talk about whatever the CSL global theme is for the week. Well, much to my surprise, she said, why don't you talk about how our members can connect with the CSL Member Council and get more involved with their local community. And I said, come on now, people come to Sunday service to hear the word. They don't come to Sunday service to hear what's going on at CSL home office. I said, because I am happy to deliver the message and speak to your congregation, but I want to be able to come back as a visitor again sometime. So let me tell you where I came up with the topic for my talk, which is, who do you think you are? When I was preparing to give my first talk at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta back in late 2017, I remember standing in front of a mirror practicing my delivery. And as I stood in front of my reflection and reflected upon what I was preparing to do, I said to myself, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to be qualified to stand up in front of your spiritual community and deliver a Sunday message? And I suppose there might be a few of you here this morning, either in the sanctuary or listening or watching live online, that might be asking that same question of me right now. Who do you think you are? Don't you know that this pulpit has been graced over the years by the likes of Reverend E., who is with us here this morning, Bishop Yvette Flunder, Reverend Francione, and a long list of East Bay staff ministers and practitioners and guest speakers that is too long to mention. And that's just over the past few months. Well, my response to the question of who do you think you are would depend in part on how it was delivered. And that reminds me of a story. Years ago, there were two brothers who were terrible troublemakers. They caused mischief wherever they went, lying, stealing things, cutting up in church, cutting up in school, and their parents did everything they could to try to get them in line, but to no avail. And finally, out of options, the parents asked their pastor if he could help. And the pastor said he would be willing to talk to the boys after service one Sunday, but only one at a time. So the next time the family attended church, the parents sent the youngest son to the pastor's office after service. And the boys sat in the chair across from the pastor's desk, and the two of them just looked at each other. Finally, the pastor said calmly, "Where is God?" The boy just sat there and didn't answer. And the pastor began to look stern and loudly said, "Where is God?" The little boy shifted in his seat, but he still didn't answer. And the pastor started to get angry at the boy's refusal to converse and practically shouted, "Where is God?" The little boy jumped out of his chair, ran out of the office, and ran to the parking lot where his brother was. And he grabbed his brother by the arm as he panted, "We're in big trouble. God's missing, and they think we did it." So you might be wondering what that story has to do with my message. Well, like I said, the topic of my message is, who do you think you are? And it would probably have a very different meaning depending on how that was delivered. So if I said to one of you today, who do you think you are? As opposed to looking at you in your eyes very calmly and saying, so, who do you think you are? There's a very big difference in how that message, or very big difference in that message, depending on how it was delivered. Now, at my spiritual center in Atlanta, at the start of every service each Sunday, we would recite an affirmation as part of a call and response that included this phrase. It said, "All thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience. This is one of the most basic ways of stating the law of attraction, which, as I'm sure all of you know, is a fundamental principle of our teaching. This principle, which is as indisputable as the law of gravity, basically says that whatever we focus our attention on expands. So if we focus our attention, that means our thoughts, our words, and our actions on things like lack and limitation, that is what we will attract into our life. Likewise, if we focus our attention on things like prosperity and abundance, then the universe is compelled by law to manifest that for us. But you don't have to rely on new thought or science of mind to find support for this principle. You could cite the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 29, which states in part, "According to your faith, be it done unto you." Another way to state this would be to say, you will see it when you believe it, as opposed to the other way around. Or we could cite the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 23, which according to the contemporary English translation states, "Carefully guard your thoughts, because they are the source of true life." Many people have the attitude of, "I'll believe it when I see it." They say, "I need a sign. I need evidence." They say, "I've got faith, but I just need a little bit of proof." Well, for me, I see that proof every time I close my eyes and I focus on my breath. I see that proof every time I walk outside, look up in the sky, and see the clouds in the sky, the birds in the trees. And I also saw that proof 4 days ago when I attended the funeral of my beloved uncle in Virginia. So I was seated at a table at the repast, eating some of the best fried chicken in my life. But that probably should have been proof enough, but it wasn't. There was more proof, because while I was at the repast, I was seated next to my cousin. And for my cousin, the proof was right here. Because as of this month, my cousin, and I will not say his name out of respect for his privacy, as of this month, my cousin has been walking on this planet with another man's heart in his chest. And if you need more proof than that, then I don't know what else I can show you, because my cousin has a successful heart transplant surgery a year ago. That has gave him the ability at that repast to have his 6-month-old granddaughter on his lap. So don't tell me about proof. Don't tell me about proof. Proof is all around us. And I could probably give a whole talk on that topic, but I will save that for another day. So over the next few minutes, I'd like to examine the question of who do you think you are by breaking it down on 3 levels. That is, who are you, how do you see yourself, and how do others see you? So we'll start with who are you? If I had never met you before and I walked up to you and asked, who are you? How would you respond? It would probably depend on what the scenario was. And it would probably depend on if I walked up on you versus if I walked up to you. So if I walked up on you on the street and we're among other strangers, you'd probably say, well, why do you want to know? But if we were in a safe space like here after service, and I walked up to you and I said, who are you? You would probably respond with your name. You would say, I'm Anthony Jackson, or I'm Arlene King. But then if I said, no, I don't mean what's your name, I mean, who are you? You might then say, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a minister here at EASTBAY, or perhaps I'm a husband and a father of 2 beautiful children. And while all of these might be labels or roles that you occupy, most of them are transitory in nature. So if you're a doctor or lawyer now, you weren't always a doctor or lawyer. And at some point in your life, you'll probably be a former doctor or a former lawyer. And if you're a father now, at some point in your life prior to this, you were not a father. So these roles, doctor, lawyer, practitioner, minister, father, husband, they define what you do or other parts of the identity that you assume by virtue of your connections. Whether those connections be your church, your family, your work, or other communities to which you belong, but they don't define who you are. So I'll ask you again, who are you? Well, you've undoubtedly heard the saying that goes, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. What this means is that we are not human beings trying to be spiritual because we are already spiritual. I existed in spiritual form before I was born into this physical world, and I will exist in spiritual form after I make my transition from this physical world. Let me repeat that. I existed in spiritual form before I was born into this physical world, and I will exist in spiritual form after I transition from this physical world. That reminds me of when I was a kid. My mother used to say, "Boy, I brought you into this life, and I will take you out." So if I knew then what I know now, I could have told her, "No, Mama, that ain't right. I'm going to be here forever." But it's a good thing I didn't know then what I know now, because if I had, I might not be here before you right now. But this body that I walk around in, that you see before me today, it's not who I am. It is not a reflection of my spirit or my soul. It is simply a vessel for my spirit. It is a vessel for my soul. But if we ask the question, who are you, not from the perspective of us as individuals, but rather from the context of us as a global humanity, what would you say? Well, after answering the question, who are you, that's an easy one. We are 7.9 billion spiritual beings having a human experience. And what's important to recognize is that even though we are 7.9 billion individuals, we are all part of the infinite that is the source of all. What Ernest Holmes referred to as the thing itself, the one universal mind or intelligence, the God presence that is all things, and all things are expressions of that one universal mind. God is the source of all that is, and God is all that is. There's a unity of all life, a oneness, not just with ourselves, but also with the divine. And when Ernest Holmes spoke of the unity of all life, he said, there should always be a recognition and treatment of the absolute unity of God and man, the oneness, inseparability, indivisibility, changelessness, God as the big circle and man as the little circle. Man is in God and God is in man, just as a drop of water is in the ocean while the ocean is in the drop of water. This is a recognition the master teacher Jesus had when he said in the book of John, chapter 10, verse 38, I and the Father are one. The Father is in me, and I am in the Father. There is a perfect union, and to the degree that we are conscious of this union, we incorporate this consciousness in our word, and our word has just as much power as we put in it, no more and no less. So notice that Ernest Holmes said that to the degree that we are conscious of this union, we incorporate this consciousness into our word. So if I'm conscious of the absolute unity of God and man, or the absolute unity of God and me, then I incorporate this consciousness in my word, and I know the power of my word and the power of my thought, because I know that I am one with the divine, as inseparable as a drop of water in the ocean from the ocean itself. And this thing itself works for us by working through us and is us, always. It cannot work for us in any other way. It spreads itself over the whole universe and shouts at us from the rooftops. But it can become power to us only when we recognize it as power, only to the degree that we are conscious of this union. But what if I'm not conscious of this perfect union? What if I don't recognize the thing itself as power? What if I don't know that the Father and I are one? Well, that leads us to the second question, and that is, how do you see yourself? Typically, we would hear that question like in a job interview. If the interviewer said, tell me, how do you see yourself performing in this position? Or perhaps, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is not the type of question you would ordinarily contemplate on your own, but in a minute, I'm going to ask you to do just that. And there's actually a fairly well-accepted school of thought that human beings are unique in our ability to ponder our own existence and our place in the universe. As far as we know, a tree lacks the ability to ponder its existence as a tree. Although for anyone who's a pet owner, I'm sure you would say that your dog or your cat has the ability to think, because they can respond to commands, and they know what it means when your key goes into the door and the door lock at the end of the day. And there are even studies that have proven that crows can remember faces, and elephants can recognize recognize humans as well as other individual elements, even elephants, even when they have been separated by decades. But can a dog, a cat, a crow, or an elephant close its eyes and go within as it contemplates its existence? Well, we may never know the answer to that with complete confidence, but as far as we know right now, that is not the case. So what sets us apart from other species is our cerebral cortex, the outer surface of the brain that gives us the ability to think, to reason, to form language, to have memory. And that's not to say that we're necessarily smarter than all the other species, but we've adapted the ability to express those thoughts. And I saw a bumper sticker on a car years ago that said, "Be the person your dog thinks you are." And that's probably pretty good advice to follow. But the fact of the matter is, when we're around our dog or our cat or even by ourselves, we feel the freedom to be ourselves. We can let our guard down. In his book, Stillness Speaks, Eckhart Tolle writes, "Most people spend their entire life imprisoned within the confines of their own thoughts. They never go beyond a narrow, mind-made, personalized sense of self that is conditioned by past. In you, as in each human being, there is a dimension of consciousness far deeper than thought. It is the very essence of who you are. We may call it presence, awareness, the unconditioned consciousness. In the ancient teachings, it is the Christ within, or your Buddha nature." The Christ within, sometimes referred to as Christ consciousness, that spiritual awareness that was achieved at the highest level ever known by the Master Teacher Jesus. It exists within each and every one of us, but only to the degree that we are conscious of it. So if you want to answer the question, how do you see yourself? Obviously, one way to do that is by looking in a mirror. Because as people say, the camera don't lie, and likewise, the mirror don't lie. What you see is what you get. And the late Louise Hay is best known for a book entitled You Can Heal Your Life. But a year before her transition in 2017, she wrote another book called Mirror Work, 21 Days to Heal Your Life. And if you're not familiar with mirror work, it's a practice that she developed which is designed to cultivate self-love and self-compassion. It's in its most basic form, it involves you standing in front of a mirror and stating a positive affirmation as a way of getting in touch with your inner self. And if you're new to this practice, one way to start is by simply standing or sitting in front of a mirror for 5 minutes and then processing your feelings about that experience. And for most of us, those feelings will include embarrassment, some self-criticism, some awkwardness, maybe getting emotional, but that's okay, because as the author says in her book, the mirror reflects back to you the feelings you have about yourself. It makes you immediately aware of where you are resisting and where you are open and flowing. It clearly shows you what thoughts you will need to change if you want to have a joyous, fulfilling life. So if you really want to try this as a spiritual practice, the next step is to combine your time in front of the mirror with reciting a positive affirmation out loud. It could be something simple like, "I'm a master of my destiny," or "My life is filled with joy and abundance," or simply, "Life loves me and I love my life." Now, I said earlier that all thought is creative and how I choose to think creates my personal experience. Well, my thoughts become words and my words become things. So whatever I put in words is an affirmation which creates a vibration, a source of attraction for those words to manifest in my life. And over time, those affirmations, whether they're recited in a spiritual prayer, a mantra, a meditation, or mirror work, it establishes patterns for your thoughts and your words and your actions. And these positive affirmations plant healing thoughts and ideas that support you in learning how to love yourself and creating peace of mind and inner joy. And one of the members of my spiritual community in Atlanta used to have this saying, and his name is Dale Williams. He's a practitioner. Got to give him props for this. He would say, "What you tell yourself is where you take yourself." And I believe this to be true. So if you know you're going to take yourself someplace and you get to choose what that someplace is, it might as well be someplace good, a place where you can feel peace and joy. So up to this point, we've looked at the questions, who are you and how you see yourself, but what about the question, how do others see you? With this question, we shift our focus from how we view ourselves, whether that's in the mirror or in our mind, to how the rest of the world views us. And I can relate a couple of personal examples of how others see me in ways at the time were were quite unexpected. At one of my former jobs years ago when I was in Atlanta, I had clients that I would call upon in Minneapolis. And on one of those trips, after my meetings, I went back to the hotel, and I was having a drink and some appetizers right off the lobby of the hotel. And as I reached for an egg roll from the warming tray, the bartender practically leaped from behind the bar to tell me that the egg rolls had pork in them. So I was tempted to say, I'm down with some pork on my fork, but I didn't think much of it at the time. But then a few weeks later, I was visiting a client in Detroit, and I was having lunch with some colleagues, and I ordered salmon Rockefeller from the menu. And the waitress then said to me, "Well, sir, that dish is made with bacon." And then it occurred to me that this was more than a coincidence. Both Minneapolis and Detroit have a very large Muslim population. So the bartender and the waiter were making assumptions about me based on my physical appearance. And I couldn't get upset with them because they were just trying to protect me. Although I had decided that the next time a waiter warned me about a dish being made with bacon, I was going to say, "Good, I want mine with extra bacon." So how do others see you? Some of you might hear that question and wonder to yourself, why do I care how others see me? Well, that's a great point, because if you're overly concerned with how you're perceived by others, that's a sign that your ego is holding you back from achieving your full spiritual potential. In that case, we've lost sight of the oneness that Ernest Holmes spoke of, because the ego encourages us to judge ourselves and others and to compare ourselves to them. The ego represents our little self, while spirit represents our higher self. But rather than asking ourselves, how do others see us, I'll venture to say that perhaps a more relevant question might be, how do we think others see us? Let me elaborate. As I noted earlier, we humans, as a so-called higher evolved species, we create a mental image of ourselves, and we go through life trying to project and protect that mental image or that concept of self as a way of feeding our ego. And I saw a magnet in a gift shop years ago that said, "I just wish the world would accept me for the person I pretend to be." Now, American sociologist Charles Horton Cooley had an interesting take on this. He said that individuals develop their concept of self by observing how they are perceived by others, a concept he called the looking glass self. Now, the looking glass self describes a process where individuals base their sense of self on how they believe others view them. Using social interaction as a type of mirror, people use the judgments they receive from others to measure their own worth and values. He said, "I am not what I think I am, and I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am." And I know that sounds like something out of a Dr. Seuss riddle, so let me repeat that. He said, "I am not what I think I am, and I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am." So imagine you're walking down the street one day. You're feeling pretty confident because you got on a new outfit and you've been working out. You got a spring in your step, but then you walk past somebody and they stop and stare. And the first time it happens, you don't give much thought to it. But then it happens a second time, and then a third. And before long, you wonder to yourself, okay, what's going on here? Is my fly unzipped, or do I have spinach in my teeth? At that point, you are no longer the person you thought you were, confident and self-assured, and you're not the person other people think you are because you can't read their minds, so you don't know what they're thinking. At that point, you are the person that you think they think you are. And here's a story that illustrates that point. One day, two boys were on the playground near their home having a contest to see who could be the first one to dunk a basketball. And after a few minutes of them taking turns, a crowd started to gather around the outdoor basketball court. The spectators consisted mainly of other young people in their neighborhood, including some of their classmates. And they were shouting loudly that neither of the boys were ready to dunk. But both of the boys continued to take turns trying to dunk. And as they did, the crowd kept shouting that there was no way they were going to be successful. Finally, one of the boys took the advice of the crowd, and he gave up. But the other boy, however, continued to try. And with each jump, he got a little further above the rim, even as the crowd shouted for him to give up. And then with one final leap, he cleared the rim and flushed the ball through with authority, to the astonishment of all the spectators. Well, it turned out the boy who dunked the ball was actually deaf. He mistook the muffled shouts of the crowd to be cheering for his efforts and encouragement to try even harder. So in that case, each of the boys were truly being who they thought the other kids thought they were. And at the end of the day, what lies at the heart of the so-called looking glass self is alignment. People constantly seek to create synergy between their internal and their external worlds, and therefore continue to strive for balance in their lives. But if we only remain cognizant of the thing itself, we will realize that this consistency is there, and it's always been there. But it's only there to the degree that we are conscious of it. So over the past few minutes, we've tried to answer the questions, who do you think you are, from the perspective of who are you, how you see yourself, and how others see you, or how you think others see you. But does that mean that if I don't really know who I am, that I need to go through a self-discovery process to find out? No, not necessarily. And does it mean that if I don't know how others see me, I need to ask them? No, not at all. In his book, Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh sums it up this way through God's response to one of his questions. The deepest secret is that life is not a process of discovery, but a process of creation. You are not discovering yourself, but creating yourself anew. Seek, therefore, not to find out who you are. Seek to determine who you want to be. Let me repeat that last part again. Seek, therefore, not to find out who you are. Seek to determine who you want to be. And in her book, Return to Love, Marianne Williamson tells us in a quote that is often misattributed to Nelson Mandela, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So if I pose the question to you that I started with, who do you think you are? Most of you are old enough to remember the Reverend Jesse Jackson in his prime. When he was speaking to a crowd, particularly a crowd of young people, what would he often chant and ask them to repeat? He would, I am somebody. Not, I think I am somebody, or I hope I am somebody, or I believe I am somebody. Not even, I know I am somebody. He asked the crowd to chant with him, I am somebody. So as I close this morning, if you have your cell phone handy, I want you to pull it out. And open up the camera, and if you don't have your phone on, that's fine. Just hold it up in front of you so you can see your reflection in the screen. But if you can turn on the phone, or the camera rather, put it in selfie mode. And if you don't have a phone with you, just hold up your hand and envision you looking at your reflection. Now, as you look at yourself, either in your camera or just in your hand, repeat after me. I manifest the divinity of God every day. I am a unique, individualized expression of God. I am perfect, whole, and complete. And finally, I am. Thank you. So let us take a few moments to center ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually as we go within. I'm going to recite these words in first person, but I invite you to take the ones that resonate with you as your own and gently set the others aside. My heart is overflowing in this moment, overflowing with gratitude. Gratitude in the awareness, the knowing that God is the infinite creative intelligence and unlimited power of the universe, the source of all that is. The air I breathe, the blood that flows through my veins, the food I eat, the ground I walk on. God is omnipresent, the spirit of all life. God acts through me, as me, and in me, as it does with all of life. God is the ocean, and I am the drop in that ocean. And I give thanks for knowing that the two are inseparable. The drop in the ocean and the ocean were created as one and will always be one. There is no other way. This is the truth about me, since I am one with God, the one power and absolute source of the universe. And I affirm that to the degree that I am conscious of the union between God and man, between God and me, I have the power to create anything in my life that I desire. There is no limit to what I can create in my life if I only believe that it is so. I claim this greater truth for myself and my life. I would have it no other way. I give joyful thanks and praise for knowing this is the truth about my life. I give thanks for the awareness that the Father is in me and I am in the Father. And this perfect union sustains me morning, noon, and night. It allows me to overcome all doubt and fear as I realize I am a unique expression of the divine. I release these words into the universe with complete conviction, knowing that it is done even before the words are spoken. I let go and let God do its perfect work. And I anchor this prayer as we say together, and so it is.
And so it is, yes. Not sure which mic is on. Thank you so much. Let us hear it again for Lee Valentine. And now it's time for our gracious giving. In this moment, I am just excited about the knowledge that our community has given graciously. In times where others have seen appearances of struggle during this pandemic, our congregation has thrived and it is blossoming. And I am just grateful for that and grateful to all of you. So let us say our church's affirmation. We live in a universe of abundance.
Live in a universe of abundance.
As I freely and joyfully give.
As I freely and joyfully give.
I join in the divine flow.
I join in the divine flow.
And all that I share with life returns to me.
And all that I share with life returns to me.
Multiplied abundantly.
Multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now our ushers and come around to you. You can also give through text message, online, and in our recurring offerings. And I believe that these are on the screens on the side.
You can't beat God-giving, no matter how you try. Just as sure as you are living, the Lord is the heaven inside. The more you give, the more God gives to you. keep on giving because it's really true. You can't beat God giving, no matter how you try. You can't beat God giving, no matter how you try. No matter how you try. No matter how you try.
Yes, and giving thanks for all the gifts, all the contributions. I know that these gifts, these seeds, produce and multiply in our church as well as in our community. And for this, I give thanks, and so it is.
So it is.
So now it's time that we begin to release the service. Before I go into our benediction, I want to invite you to speak to our speaker today, Lee Valentine, as well as chat with the many board members that are in the room today, while they're here. And if we could just have the board members just raise your hand so people can know who you are really quickly. Thank you, because we do have a lot of them. So let us all stand and not hold hands, but let us stand and just take a moment. For in this moment, there is still God in our lives, in our minds, in our spirit. For like a drop of water in an ocean, there is no disconnect. There is only God and only this moment. So I bless us as we leave this place, knowing that we leave guided, guarded, and divinely protected by God, always. And so it is. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more. All that I am, say, in the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. And the songs of all my great-grandmothers and the dreams of all my great-grandfathers and the way to rise beyond the pain. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in me. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. And the dreams of all the unborn children, and the dreams of a better day to come, and the dance of heaven with the earth. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in me. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Say, in the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Been robbed and disgraced, abused and displaced. We've been robbed and disgraced, We've been abused and displaced, been lies can be seen through in the land. We can't fall from grace in the land. You cannot be heard in the land. There's more than enough in the land. Always at home, always at home, always at home, always at home, always at home. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Say, in the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Yes, yes, yes. Woo!